Welcome back from the ad break. We will still continue with our application question, business studies, under the topic industrial analysis tools. Right, we're going to read a scenario now. It says, read the scenario below and answer the questions that follow. We've got Zane Consultancies, which is ZC. Zane Consultancy is unable to keep abreast with the latest innovations in new machinery. Some government policies affect the business operations of ZC. High costs in obtaining a license is preventing the establishment of a second branch. Fluctuations in foreign currency are restricting imports. Now, the question says, quote 4 challenges for ZC from the scenario. This is the scenario. So when we're quoting, we'll find our challenges from the scenario word for word. The second question says, classify ZC's challenges according to relevant PESTEL. Right, reminder, PESTEL is an acronym. Recommend ways in which ZC can deal with challenges that are posed by one of the PESTEL factors identified in question B above. So another thing that we need to know about PESTEL is that with the challenges, for every challenge there is a recommendation, and the recommendation needs to link with the challenge that you've identified. Right, so we're going to start with the first question that says quote 4 challenges. Now let's quote the challenges from this scenario. I'm sure you've quoted already. You are ready with your answers. You want to give me the answers. Right, let's start. All right. It says here the first challenge, ZC is unable to keep abreast with the latest innovation in new machinery. So now we've identified the first challenge. The second challenge, as you can see, some government, I hope you can see because it was taken straight from this. Right, so this was the first challenge that we've identified. It says here, some government policies affect the business operations of ZC. So this is the second challenge. High costs in obtaining a license is preventing the establishment of a second branch. So this is the third one. Right, the last one, fluctuations in foreign currencies are restricting the imports. This is the fourth one. I hope you can see these challenges were taken word for word from the scenario. Nothing was taken out, nothing was added. As is, don't change anything. So this was the first question, which says quote the challenges or quote 4 challenges. So that has been done. The second one says we now need to classify the very same challenges according to the relevant PESTEL. Right, so now let's start. So ZC is unable to keep abreast with the latest innovations in the new machinery. So meaning something is changing here that we are unable to keep up with. So what could that be? Right, yes, I'm sure now you know the answer. Right, so the answer is technological. So that is the correct answer because we are unable to keep abreast with the latest innovation. Right, the second challenge says some government policies affect the business operations of ZC. So what is the keyword here? The government policies. So you're looking out for the keywords from these challenges that you're given. So what do you think is the answer from the PESTLE? Already we've got technological. So what do you think is the answer looking at the keyword being policies? Yes, you are correct. So what is the answer? It's political. Right, political is the answer. Then we move on to the third one. The third challenge, it says high costs in obtaining a license is preventing the establishment of a second branch. Meaning this is, it's costly, but we need to get this license or else we cannot operate as a business. So what do you think is the right answer for this? Yes, the right answer is legal. That is the right answer. Now we are doing right. So the last challenge, it says fluctuations in foreign currencies are restricting imports. Fluctuations in foreign currencies are restricting imports. So what is the keyword there? You can check there. We can speak of foreign currencies. You see currency, you think of money. So what is the answer here? The right answer is economical. It's the right answer. I hope you understand. So this is the factor that goes with the challenge. But don't forget, we've got the last question that says, recommend ways in which ZC can deal with challenges posed by one of the PESTEL factors identified in question B. What do we then know about recommendations? We know that for every challenge, there is a recommendation. We don't just fold our arms and say, okay, we cannot keep up with the latest technological or the latest innovations in new machinery. No, we need to do something. What do you then recommend? Right, let's do our recommendations. What do we do? Right, and the recommendations needs to link to what? To the challenge. Right, so there should be a continuous research on the latest available technology or equipment in the market. So research, very important, so that we can at least keep up with the latest developments or the latest changes. We can also train existing or appoint new employees to maintain or use new equipment. Training is very important. Compare prices or select suitable suppliers for new equipment at reasonable prices. Businesses must be geared for online trading or e-commerce, electronic buying and selling, everything that done or that happens online rather. The second one is political. Remember that challenge? Right, we can research the recent government policies so that at least we know these government policies. Network and lobby with the NGOs and all consumer organizations. Trade only with countries that have favorable trade agreements or trade agreements with the government. Right, then we move on to the third one, which is legal. Businesses must know the legalities of business contracts so that they can comply with all the requirements. Remember, with legislations or legal, we have to comply or else there are penalties. Right, comply with all relevant legislations that may impact on businesses. Comply with the legal requirements for operating businesses, for example, the license or trademark registration or patents. Budget for high legal establishment costs. That's what we can do. These are the recommendations for legal. Then we go to the last one, which is economic. So with economic, what can happen? What do we recommend? Consider decreasing profit margins rather than increasing product prices, because remember, if you're going to increase product prices, chances are you might lose customers. So you rather decrease the profit margins for as long as it makes business sense, though, because you don't want to run at a loss also as a business, because the aim or the objective is to make profit. Borrow money from financial institutions when the interest rates are favorable. Consider exchange rates when trading with other countries, very important. Right, so we've recommended ways in which ZC can deal with the challenges that are posed by one of the PESTEL factors identified in the question above. Remember, for every challenge, there should be a recommendation. I hope you now understand, you are able to apply your knowledge properly. So we're going to go now to a quick ad break, and then when we come back, we're just going to wrap up everything. I'll see you just now.